This is the Newsload.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
I'm not a real Zoom person, so you're gonna have to bear with me on this.
Okay. So we might as well just get started.
No time like the Christmas present.
Okay. Hi, I'm Carrie Anne Stevenson, and we're here with Newsload, and I'm interviewing Mike who is representing Mac Sabbath. Hello, Mike. How are you?
Hi, my name's Mike Odd. I'm the manager of Mac Sabbath.
So I guess the thing that we're all dying to know is what the hell happened to your arm?
Well, this, that, the other thing. How did you know?
Well, you have something on your arm, so.
Yeah, well, snowboarding is a thing, and when you're snowboarding, and you sort of get used to being on the snow, and when you fall on the snow. But these crazy guys get these ideas to do these snowboard park things and add all these things that aren't snow, like a shipping container. And I never seen a shipping container in a snowboard park before, and I thought, okay, so you go down and then you just go through the little tunnel, and that'll be fun. And what happens is the snow ends and the hard metal begins, and you feel like you need a lot of speed to get through it. And then it just slips and slides, and then you fall on hard metal instead of snow. So it's not a good idea.
So were you doing like a jackass stunt, or were you just...
I feel like a jackass after doing that stunt. But apparently it's a normal thing, a semi-normal thing to do if you're in Big Bear, California. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really a stunt guy. I don't really do jumps and stuff. I just, I like to go up and, I go up and then I go down, and then I go up and then I go down,
I guess the next question is, was alcohol involved?
Oh, absolutely not.
But are you on good meds now? I see is that a hospital bracelet on you?
Yeah. What the medical industry likes is to make sure that everybody's addicted to heroin. So I'm taking heroin pills, and I'm pretty freaking high.
How is that feeling? Is it like a full body tingle, or...
Oh, it's like heroin. It's great.
Amazing. Okay, so I guess I'll ask about Mac Sabbath. So you represent them, yes?
Yeah. I am the manager of the Mac. Yes, indeed.
Okay. And do you manage other bands as well?
Well, I manage the band that I sing for called Rosemary's Billy Goat, and that's how it started. I guess I had said some stuff in the press about Black Sabbath and maybe something about food or something, and then these guys decided that it would be perfect for me to manage them and get them started, because they were doing these weird, like, only underground basement burger place, fight club, little cult meetings and stuff. And so they decided to have me, like, literally bring them above ground. I guess, I thought it was because, I have this, kind of theatrical horror, costume band that I sing for, and they, wanted to start in LA, and, I just figured that I would, book them a few shows, because, that's kind of my genre, I guess. And then there was a whole nother weird, sinister plan. And so yeah, now like 8 years later, it's like a full-time job, and I barely have time for my band, But yeah.
And you barely have time to, get injured.
Yeah, there's that.
So it's been 8 years that Mac Sabbath has been around.
Yeah.
And how many band members are still the original?
Oh, it's still Ronald Osborne, the Cat Burglar, Slayer McCheese, and Grimalis. This is it's solid.
And I heard rumors that they used to have people walk up and down the aisles and they would be offering hamburgers, like McDonald's hamburgers, to the audience. And then you had to stop because they were throwing the hamburgers at Mac Sabbath.
This does sound like a rumor. There have been people who have there definitely have been audience members that have thrown hamburgers at the band and on stage. That hasn't happened in a while. Yeah.
But it has been an experience.
Oh yeah. The throwing of food of audience members have been an experience. Yes.
So do you remember, do you go to their shows, to their performances?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite, funniest crowd reaction to something new that Mac Sabbath tried to introduce, and then the crowd reacted and they were like, oh, maybe we shouldn't do that? What's your funniest moment?
Well, we blow up these gigantic kind of burger beach balls and throw them out into the audience, and the audience and the band kind of play this game where the burger beach ball is bouncing around out there, and the employee of the month is trying to grab the burgers and bring them back so the song can end and the activity can be over, and so he tries to grab them, and then Ronald is trying to make it happen longer, so he's out there batting the inflatable burgers with a frying pan, and the employee of the month is trying to get them and make it end so things can go back to normal and we can end at a decent time or whatever. And so one time we're playing this festival in San Francisco in Golden Gate Park called Outside Lands with Elton John, which was amazing. This band went on right before Elton John, which really surprised me more than anybody. And so the burgers went out, and then when the game of them going back and forth, and this one guy just grabbed one, and then he just ran the other way out into the trees, into the forest, and completely disappeared and stole the thing, because that's not something that you can do in a club. You know what I mean? Like, the security guards would probably stop you before you could get out the door, if you could even fit this thing out the door. But he just ran into the woods, into the trees, and we never saw him again. And that was pretty hilarious.
That's hysterical. Oh my God.
And they don't even make those things anymore. They're full of holes, and they're always being taped up. And so, yeah.
Do you, constantly being on tour and not just being the manager, but being in a band, do you have any relationship advice for new musicians who are trying to get into the scene?
Avoid clowns altogether.
Okay. Okay. Now, are we talking
We'll make your life easier.
Metaphorical clowns, or like actual physical circus clowns?
Have you seen Mac Sabbath? There's nothing metaphorical about this clown.
So don't date anybody from Mac Sabbath, but if you were a Mac Sabbath member, new into the scene 8 years ago, what would you recommend this young man to do if he's in a new relationship?
Wow, you're asking for relationship advice from me?
Yeah, I really am. I really am.
Well, that one.
You don't have an answer. Just good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do you consider yourself an influencer?
No. Uh, Oosh, wow. Tough questions, which I appreciate. I'm Although I'm more technically advanced than Ronald, because Ronald's technology doesn't go past 1979. He refuses to acknowledge any of that because he insists that he lives in the 70s and is like teleporting here in some wormhole to save us from the current state of music and food and bring us back to a time where it's more organic. That's like his whole thing. So he doesn't, I can't. That's why we don't have like streaming or MP3s or any of these normal things, and we have to make coloring books and and record albums and 8-track tapes and stuff. But I'm a little better than him. But I'm not super tech and savvy, and I'm not like. I'm
Okay, but at the same time,
I'm just learning what a Twitch is. You know what I mean? So I as far as like being an influencer, it would be hard for me to, technically. This Zoom thing was hard for me to figure out.
Well, I'm so grateful that you were able to figure it out. But my argument is, do you feel that because you book the bands, you make the calls, you have to tell them where to go, do you
do I influence the band?
At least.
Yeah, I'm an influencer of the band, yeah.
But just not in
that far. But it's technology, like this Zoom thing, Zoom was a children's show when I was a kid, and it was a bunch of kids in horizontal shirts. Zoom, do you remember that?
No, I'm from Canada. We got that one. And I'm also.
This also reminds me of like the Brady Bunch, where
oh yeah,
squares. Like I look up at you and I go like that, like Cindy or something.
Yeah. Absolutely, Brady Bunch.
That's when you look down at me. See,
I'm very familiar with the Brady Bunch. Yes. Marsha. Yeah. Absolutely. So, on the road, you did mention that the heroin, which is awesome, but
if you're into that sort of thing, I know
Yeah, exactly. Like you got to chase the dragon somehow, but obviously kids don't snowboard into storage containers. But how do you advise the kids to stay healthy on the road? But obviously avoid heroin.
Oh yeah, avoiding heroin is the first step. Oh boy, this really went south, didn't it?
But seriously, how do you stay healthy on the road?
That's really difficult. Fortunately, myself and other people on the team are good at using a little bit of technology to find, very, healthy and organic places to go. It's really hard to avoid fast food. And that's what the whole theme of the band is to investigate fast food and figure out that it's not really food and take your time to, really, really figure out how the government is poisoning us and how to avoid it and and really take your time and go to some some of the rural areas that we go to and some different areas that we go to. It's really hard to find good food, and we do shop, and we have a cooler, and we make some of our own food, and we're lucky enough to have to play good enough shows that the promoters and venues will really help us when we get there, and that provide nice organic foods for us and stuff. So.
Fantastic. And what's your favorite that you find on the road? Your snack, your go-to?
Well, that's the thing, there's no regular place that you want to go to, you know what I mean? Because it's but yeah, we have we do frequent a Cracker Barrel or two,
Oh yeah, Cracker Barrel. So good. So good.
Yeah, it's hard to beat the biscuits there,
I know. So
it's not exactly health food, but
so
Cracker Barrel is not exactly drive-through metal either.
Oh. But for science, I must ask, what kind of underwear does Mac Sabbath wear?
For science?
Yes, for men's health and prostate health.
Oh no, you're getting sexy on me. Is what's going on here.
I want to know what kind of bloomers that every Mac Sabbath member wears, and does it support? Is there good cuppage?
Wow. No, seriously, congratulations on having different questions. I'd say it's a case-to-case basis. I don't really check,
Oh, you don't have to order in advance, like if you're going to Europe and you have to pack it, like make sure that they're all wearing Fruit of the Looms, or
I'm not sure that they're checking for local cotton with the TSA, I don't I mean, I've seen some pretty funny, polka dot clown bloomers, laying around, but
amazing.
I don't get too close to inspect,
But how about you specifically? What kind of underwear do you wear?
Depends.
Like the adult diaper?
That was my favorite Bill Clinton answer. They said boxers and briefs. It depends. I'll just say it varies.
It varies. Okay, we like a variety in our bloomage selection. I love it. Good. Okay. Well, one last request, Mike, before I let you go. If you can say it loud and say it proud. I love Newsload.
I love Newsload.
All right. Well, Mike, I can't thank you enough for your time, and I hope that your arm heals better, and I hope your heroin addiction subsides.
Thank you. That was the most fun heroin interview ever.
Check you later.
You are my heroin.
Aw, Mike. I can't thank you enough for your time. Thanks, buddy.
Take care.
Bye.
This is the Newsload.